أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا حبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا وشفيع ذنوبنا أبي القاسم محمد بن عبد الله
اللهم صل على محمد
وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الأرجاس وطهرهم من الأدناس وجعل مودتهم أجرا على الناس ولا سيما على بقية الله في الأرضين الإمام المنتظر صاحب الزمان عجل الله تعالى فرجه الشريف ابن هداة المهديين وعلى صحبهم الأخيار المنتجبين وعلى جميع الأنبياء والمرسلين والشهداء والمجاهدين في سبيل الله منذ آدم إلى قيام يوم الدين. أما بعد، قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في القرآن الكريم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فخرج منها خائفا يترقب قال رب نجني من القوم الظالمين. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran about Nabi Musa alayhi salam that when he was fleeing the forces of Fir'aun, he left the city in fear and weary of what was around him, and he said, "Oh Allah, save me from the oppressive people." Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allow me to begin by expressing my honor at being here amongst you here in Edinburgh for the first time in front of your luminous faces, here to remember the tragedy and the lessons we can learn from the tragedy of Abu Abdullah alayhi salam, Imam Hussain alayhi salam and his holy family, that we may also progress, that we should not make his sacrifice go in vain. No, his sacrifice will not be in vain. He was the savior of humanity and the savior of Islam, but that we should make sure that as part of that salvation we are included in that. He saved humanity, he did his role. Even our inaction or our laziness will not stop his mission, but we would like that we will also be successful as part of that successful mission. And secondly, let me thank you all for voting no in the referendum for independence of Scotland. Otherwise it would be a bit more troublesome perhaps for me to get here. Imam Hussain alayhi salam, in his mission, we know his statement that he made when he left Medina, that he said, "I am not leaving to cause oppression and nor to cause fasad, and no, I'm causing to make reform in the ummah of my grandfather Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam." Imam Hussain alayhi salam went on a journey, not just from Medina to Mecca and Mecca towards the land of his martyrdom, but his whole life actually was a journey. As all the A'immah alayhimus salam had the most supreme journey towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we also, inshallah, the plan is such that at least in the next 10 days would learn things about his life and about his message and about the message of the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, such that we too can go on a journey. We can follow his footsteps on a journey. Who here wishes to go on a journey? Who? Imam Hussain alayhi salam went on a journey. Who here wishes to go on a journey? Imam Hussain alayhi salam went to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not only in that he was martyred, but he went closer and closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala during his life. His life, like the lives of all the A'immah alayhimus salam, was not stagnant and still. He was continuously progressing. Obviously his progression, his starting point, and is not something we can fathom. As he was a ma'asum, and his father was a ma'asum, and his brother was a ma'asum, and his son was a ma'asum, and his grandchildren were ma'asumeen alayhimus salam. But as he progressed, we too must progress. His mission and his statement about Kerbala and the entire tragedy was that about progression. So we cannot stay stagnant. So who here wishes to go on the journey? You all want to? For that we need to know, when I set out from London towards Lancaster and up towards Edinburgh to go on this journey, I couldn't just know, okay, Edinburgh is somewhere and I have to get there. No. We need to know where I am now so I can start on the journey. So do we know where we are now? Do I recognize where I am now? Actually, have I asked myself where I am? Not my geographical location, Edinburgh, I know. But with me and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where am I? Where am I going to start this journey from? More than where am I? Who am I? We know my name is Muhammad, his name is Hassan, Ali, Abbas. Okay, that's their name. And the son of you know your father's name and your genealogy and your ethnic background. Is that who you are? Or your profession? This one is a student, this one is an engineer, this one is a doctor. Is that who you are? Farhan, who are you? What are you? What's your profession?
Self-employed.
He is self-employed. If tomorrow you are going to go under somebody's employment, would you stop being you, or you are still you? You are still you. So you are not defined by your profession. Or if today you were to change your name from Farhan to something else and change it on your passport, do you become someone else, or you are still that person that you are? So you're not defined by your name. You're not defined by your physical structure. Na'udhu billah, if our physical structure was to be amputated or cut or changed, we would still remain who we are. I am something beyond my physical self. I am something beyond the label of my name. I am something beyond my profession. So when I define myself, I can't use these things to define. So who am I actually? So I need to ask myself these questions and answer these questions before I can start journeying. Who am I? Where am I? Imam Hussain alayhi salam left Medina, the city of his grandfather. He had to leave. City of Medina represented what for our Imam alayhi salam? The city of Medina was the city of his grandfather. Was the city in which his mother is buried, his brother. The city in which he was respected. The city in which his grandfather was the head of the state. The city in which he had a tribe and extended family and respect and reverence. The city in which he was comfortable. And he left his comfort zone because Allah desired that from him. Am I willing to leave my comfort zone? Because that is what Allah desires from me. What is my comfort zone? Right now we are all comfortable. Let's not fool ourselves into thinking, oh, I'm struggling in the way of Allah. That's the first step of me fooling myself. Right now we are all comfortable. In our work, in our school, in our university, in our profession, at home. I wake up in the morning, I have breakfast, I pray Fajr Salat, I have breakfast, and I leave for work. I travel to work, I work. Lunchtime comes, I pray Dhuhr prayer and Asr prayer, and I have some lunch, and I work. And then I come home in the evening, and I watch some news, and I recite some Quran, and Maghrib, and Isha, and dinner, and I sleep. The next day, the same. The third day, the same. The same. The same. And I have fallen into this cycle, in which I am comfortable, and I'm happy telling myself, I am the Shia of Ali. And Muharram comes and Muharram goes. And I attend these gatherings. And I am the Shia. And we're going to heaven. And we've been promised heaven. And one tear for Hussain alayhi salam. And that promises me paradise. And I'm comfortable. Allah, like He wished Imam Hussain alayhi salam to leave that comfortable place, we will not progress towards Allah until we leave that comfortable place. That comfortable place in which I'm fooling myself, thinking that this cyclical, robotic life that I live day after day, week after week, year after year, is what my purpose in this life is. That I'm fulfilling my purpose. Allah created me for this. Is it the case? If I ask myself, my salat, forget yesterday. That's too short a distance from yesterday and today. My salat that I prayed last year in Muharram, so 1 year ago, 12 months ago. Oh, the year before that, 2 years ago. Is my salat that I prayed 2 years ago or last year, is it different from the salat I'm praying today? If it is the same and I don't feel any different from that salat was the same, yeah, Maghrib 3 rak'ah the same, still this year is 3 rak'ah the same. No change, not in the physical prayer, obviously. But if I don't have any change here from the last year's prayer and this year, what am I doing? Is this what I was created for, to pray this? Allahu Akbar, up, down, 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 finished. And that's it. That's what I was created for. Am I fulfilling my purpose in this life? And whilst I continue to live this way, be sure that I'm insulting the message of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. More so, I am even insulting myself. I'm insulting myself. To think that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how wise is He? How much is His wisdom? This much, this much. How much is His wisdom? Allah is Al-Hakim, His wisdom is infinite. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't have to create this Muhammad. Had He not created this Muhammad, would anything have been different? If I asked myself, if Hassan, Ali, Abbas, Zayn, Ahmed, everyone asks himself that if this self didn't exist, how would this world be different? Suddenly this wouldn't exist. The mission of Imam Hussain alayhi salam wouldn't spread to Edinburgh if Muhammad wasn't here. No. Or this thing wouldn't happen if Ali wasn't here. No. I don't mean anything. I'm insignificant. I don't make any difference in the world. Yet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, out of His wisdom, chose to create this Muhammad, to create this Farhan, to create each and every one of you. He chose to. He didn't have to create you. He was needless of you and I. He didn't need us. But He chose to create. He chose me for a purpose. But if I'm going to live that life with no purpose and fool myself into thinking that if I pray the salat the same this year as last year, as the year before, and my heart is unmoved, if I attend the majalis of Imam Hussain alayhi salam year after year after year, I'm happy and I'll enter paradise and that's all that matters, and I'm not fulfilling my life's purpose, I'm insulting myself because I'm worth more than this. My slipper, which I took off outside the front door, it knows its purpose is to carry my foot and protect it from the ground day after day after day. That's its purpose. As my life not worth more? Is its purpose not worthier than a slipper? Whose purpose is one, to do day after day after day the same thing. But we don't recognize this. Why? We don't think about this. Why? We are happy with the life we are living. We are in a comfort zone. That Imam Hussain alayhi salam left that comfort zone for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. From Medina he left. I'm not willing to leave. I'm happy like this. Shia, Muhammad, why is Muhammad Reza Shia? Lecturing and marfiya and Quran and salat, so I'm going to heaven. Is that all I am worth? But we don't know and we don't recognize and we don't ask. Why? Why? The reality is so obvious it's blinding us. So obvious it's blinding us. Maybe the youngsters might not resonate with this, but those who are my age or thereabouts will remember. Who has seen the Matrix trilogy? Matrix, you've seen? You've seen the first one? Matrix, the first one, which is probably the best one. What happened in the Matrix? That Neo, which was his name, that character, was living his life. Here, there, walking, working, going on his computer, doing this. Until Morpheus took him out of this and showed him, actually, that's not the real world. The real world is so much beyond. He woke up. I said, this is not life. Until then he was asleep. Our Mawla, our Master, our first Imam, the brother of the Holy Prophet and his cousin and his son-in-law, Amirul Mu'mineen alayhi salam. He expresses this same phenomenon in the best of words. He says, An-Nas, man, all of them, mankind, An-Nasun Niyamun. Man is asleep. He didn't say non-Muslims or those who don't follow the Ahlul Bayt, non-Shia. No. An-Nas, An-Nasun Niyamun. Mankind, all of us, me and you included, mankind is asleep. An-Nasun Niyamun fa-idha matun tabahu. When they die, they wake up. They realize, oh, this was not my purpose. This was not how I was supposed to live my life. An-Nas, not Christians, Jews, Muslim, Hindu, atheist. No. An-Nas, all of us. Mankind. An-Nasun Niyamun. Mankind, you and I, we are asleep. Yes, I pray. Yeah, Maghrib and Isha. And if Ramadan and I fast and I recite some dua, Allahumma inni afsatihum thana abiyan, and finish Thursday and I dua kumail. An-Nasun Niyamun. Mankind is asleep. And I've used, this is the worst part about it, I used that same name of Hussein and Ali and dua and Quran and salat and these same concepts to make myself more asleep. In that I fool myself into, yes, I'm affiliated with these names. Who are you, Muslim? Yes, Muslim, not only Muslim, Shia, it's not actually Muslim. I'm using this concept to blind myself because there's no progression. As long as I attach myself to these names, An-Nasun Niyamun. Mankind is asleep. This was not for what we were created. Yes, attached to those names, of course. Attached to those principles, of course. But then there is progression. Not that I am righteous and I am fulfilling my purpose of my creation. I'm not doing anything. There is no progression. There is no progression. And the worst part, An-Nasun Niyamun fa-idha matun tabahu. When they die, they wake up. When they die, they will realize. When they die, like Morpheus took Neo out of the Matrix and oh God, this is what life is about. This is the reality. That was just an illusion. Yes, but then it's too late. Do we not have in the Quran that people will tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when they are made to die and they face Him? لَوْ أَنَّ لِي كَرَّةً. If only I had one more chance, I would perform better. Oh, that chance is not coming. That chance is not coming. That only if people knew that my Imam Hussain alayhi salam left Medina, comfortable, holy city, out into the desert, out into the difficulty, because Allah desired that from him. So we also need to leave not leave Edinburgh and go out into the desert, no. But something here needs to move. That I'm happy where I am is not good enough. And indeed, when we say jihad, not the jihad that you hear in the news now, that the word has been corrupted, and now the word jihadi just means someone who's feeding his own ego by thinking he's going, or by fooling himself into thinking he's working in the way of Allah by killing innocent people. No. But jihad, as the Holy Prophet and our Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam meant the word, not just jihad struggling, but the greater jihad. It has to be struggle. We have to migrate. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us in the Quran by saying, وَمَنْ يَخْرُجْ مِنْ بَيْتِهِ. Whoever leaves his home, whoever leaves his house, مُهَاجِرًا إِلَى اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ, migrating to Allah and His Messenger. How will migrate to Allah? Where's Allah? In Makkah only? that we have to leave Edinburgh and start migrating to Mecca or the Middle East? No, but there has to be hijrah here, that you move to Allah now. I've been still for long enough. It's too much now. I need to move. My Imam left and moved, and I need to move. The one who leaves his house, migrating to Allah and His Messenger, and then he dies on the way, فَقَدْ وَقَعَ أَجْرُهُ عَلَى اللَّهِ. His reward lies with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because this journey of migrating from this place where I'm comfortable to somewhere where I'm progressing is difficult. And I'm going to die on the way. But I need to wake up, and my reward will be with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Before I wake up, like Amirul Mu'mineen alayhi salam said, that when I die, oh, now I realize. No, I need to wake up now and realize this is not good enough. Every year being the same. This is not good enough. And that death is going to come to me and to you. I am going to die and you're going to die. And there's no escape from that death. We even fool ourselves into thinking, I'll die one day, but tomorrow I'll be alive. Do we know tomorrow we'll be alive? Do I know I'll stand from this mimbar and come down? Do I have a guarantee? Do any of you have a guarantee that you'll stand from your position and walk from the door? There is no guarantee. From here to there's no guarantee. If not today, tomorrow. It's coming. Not like the old man who stopped coming to the mosque. He was 95 years old. He used to come in the front line of the salat. Suddenly, he stopped coming to the mosque. His brother passed away and then he stopped coming. So the imam of the mosque, he was missing this man. Is he passed away as well? And I said, no. Is he ill? What's about him? So we don't know about him. We don't know what's the matter with him. So I'll go to his house and I'll visit him. He knocked on the old man's door. The man opened up the door. Said, how are you? Everything is well? He said, yeah, everything's good. Said, are you ill? He said, no, I just went to the doctor just now and alhamdulillah, checkup is fantastic. He said, 10 years you haven't come to the mosque now. Since you were 95, now 105, you haven't come to the mosque. What's going on? Are you ill? No, clean bill of health. So why aren't you coming to the mosque? So when I was 95, I used to come to the mosque and I saw my friends one by one, his age, being taken by Allah one by one. Then my own brother passed away. Then I didn't come to the mosque for some time. And I'm still alive for 10 years. I think Allah's forgotten me. If I come back to the mosque and pray, He'll see me again. He'll remember to take me, so I'm better at home. He was fooling himself thinking he's going to survive. Neither me or you is going to live forever. That time is going to come to all of us. Better we wake up now. Because whether I live to 31, I don't know. And whether we step out of this door, we do not know. But the muhajir, the one who strives, the one who migrates to Allah, is not migration from here to another country. Not migration from here to another city. As Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, he said about migration, that hijrah, the muhajir really is man hajara min as-su', the one who migrates away from doing evil and thinking evil and seeing evil. This is the muhajir. Yes, going from city to city is a physical hijrah. But there's a hijrah, there's a migration we need to take now. We say, Kullu yawmin ashura, Kullu ardin Kerbala. Yes? Every day is, really? Every day is Ashura? Every day is Kerbala? Then Imam Hussain alayhi salam took a journey to be martyred. What is the journey? What is the jihad here in Edinburgh then? Unless we say, okay, Kerbala was then, we remember, we cry, but there is no Kerbala here now, it's finished now. We just remember it. Is that the case? If indeed every land is Kerbala, then where is my journey? Where is my migration to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Where is me leaving my comfort zone? Now inshallah in the coming nights, we shall go on this journey and speak about stations on that journey or places we want to be on that journey. So that inshallah before our time comes we complete to some extent our bucket list. What's a bucket list? This phrase seems to have come up since the movie came out some years ago, the bucket list. A person knows he's going to die, so he says, before I die, I want to at least do this, and this. We might have a bucket list. I want to go to Hajj before I die. I want to go to Hajj once. I want to do ziyarah of the 14 marhoomeen before I die. Some people may think, I want to do a bungee jump. I want to experience that before I die. So I want to do this. Before I die. I want to go skydiving. I want to do this before I die. This is part of my bucket list. You know, we're going to die. We're not taking any of that with us. In our bucket list, we should start putting, instead of what I want to do before I die, what I want to be before I die. What I want to become before I die. Because many of the traits we think we are now, we are not. Again, that's that ego of the comfort zone telling me, you are good, you are good. You're praying, you are good. Yeah? You're married? Yes, you are good. You've got children, you're raising them up, yeah? You name them Shia names, you're good, don't worry. That's me fooling myself thinking I am good. I am not good. And sometimes a person finds out he or she is not good. How? I am generous. I am generous. Anyone asks me, I'll give them. Yeah, I'm generous. Suddenly he becomes known, this person, he is generous. Yes. He is not generous. Why? Because generosity as a trait, which inshallah we'll speak about generosity in the coming days as a trait. What is it? Generosity as a trait is something which I am. That means if someone comes to you in winter, you are Farhan. If someone comes to you in summer, you are Farhan. Someone comes to you in hardship, you are Farhan. Someone comes to you in ease, you are Farhan. Generous, when I say I'm good and I'm generous, that means whenever someone comes to me, I'm generous. When my sister asks me for some help financially, I'm generous. When my cousins come, I'm generous. When someone from the community comes and asks me for some help, I'm generous, open-handed. When someone comes to me in the community, they know, alhamdulillah, this person has money. The person who last year, when he didn't say salam to me properly, then I had an argument with him in the car park outside, and we nearly, we came a bit heated. And since then I haven't spoken to him, and he hasn't spoken to me. And in this heart is something again. When he comes and asks me for money, why do you want it? Why from me? What? I thought you were generous. That means I'm not generous. If I have a trait according to the situation, then that's not a trait. I am not generous. I am thankful, Allah, you gave me a house and a family and wealth and comfort and health. Allah, I am thankful. I am grateful to Allah. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am not grateful. The circumstances which I have are fooling me into thinking I am grateful. If tomorrow, na'udhu billah, some family problem comes, some health problem comes, why me? Why? It's not fair. This person is living like this, and I am expected to live like this. This person has no issues. I am expected. I'm not grateful. The circumstances I was in was fooling me to think I am grateful. That's not being grateful. That is why, again, our master, our Mawla, Amirul Mu'mineen, Imam Ali alayhi salam, he says, في تقلب الأحوال في تقلب الأحوال عرف جواهر الرجال. That when circumstances change, when they turn on their heads, when the tables are turned upside down, that's when a man's essence is really known. Yes? When everything is comfortable, when I'm in my comfort zone, I'm fine. I'm fine, I'm good, I'm generous, Shia, Muslim, everything is fine. When circumstances change, I realize who I am. Am I a greedy person? I'm not a greedy person. Yes, I eat some food and I'm satisfied and that's it, finish. When the month of Ramadan comes and Maghrib time is 9:30, and all I can think about from morning to night is food, 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 food. Am I a greedy person? Now I am. That means you are a greedy person, just when the circumstances are right for you, that greediness doesn't show. But when في تقلب الأحوال, when the circumstances change, عرف جواهر الرجال. When the wealthy person becomes poor, you see how ungrateful he is. When the poor person becomes wealthy, you see how arrogant he is. When the healthy person becomes sick, you see how much he complains to others about what Allah has given him. When the sick person is always sick, but he's always praying to Allah, Allah make me well, I'm your devout servant. When the sick person becomes healthy, you found out how much of a sinner he actually is. في تقلب الأحوال. When the circumstances change, عرف جواهر الرجال. Let us not be like this. Let us realize what I am, where I am, so that before I die, I wake up. That migration to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala means migration away from something. That's our holy Imam Hussain alayhi salam, when he migrated from Medina, why did he leave that comfort? Imam, you could have stayed in Medina. You had respect, you had family, you had tribe, you had your grandfather, you had a city. Because Allah did not wish that for him. He said, if Allah doesn't wish it, I'm gone, finished. My prayer, my fasting, praying Quran, reciting the dua. Again, dua, inshallah, and talking to Allah is something else we will discuss in the coming nights. What is talking to Allah? What is dua? How do I recite, and how is really the reality of dua? My migration should be from everything that Allah wishes for me not to be in that place. Imam Hussain was wished by Allah not to be in Medina, he left. Holy city! Second holy city in Islam. Imam left. Allah doesn't wish me to be here. Everything that Allah doesn't wish me to be is something I should go. But now I have never, this journey. What is Shaykh talking about, journey? Well, prayer, we have to pray, but we're going to pray some deeper way now, or what? Dua, he said we're going to talk about being generous. This sounds something I can't do, I'm happy like this, I'm Shia, and this is enough for me. Tomorrow I'm going to die, I'm going to be aged, I can't go on any journey. Have some faith in Allah. That Allah is wishing you not to be stagnant. Allah is wishing you not to be in one place. Don't have fear and anxiety when going towards Allah. Yes, things may become difficult. Yes, by moving closer to Allah, I may lose health and wealth, and Allah may test me in different ways. Tomorrow, inshallah, tomorrow night, we speak about the difficulties we face in life and why we face difficulties. Why Allah makes things difficult for me. Why? If He's all powerful, and He's all merciful, and He's all loving, He should make things easy for me. Why sometimes I have family problems, or financial problems, or health problems? Why? Tomorrow, inshallah. So, when we take the path to Allah, things will become difficult. Allah will test us. Don't have fear. Look at Musa alayhi salam. Has any one of us here faced the difficulty Musa faced alayhi salam? Musa, his own people were kept rebelling against him. He is there to save Bani Israel. They always arguing with him. Musa, why? Musa, why this? Musa, why this? He saved them from the slavery of Fir'aun. They came out of Egypt hurriedly. Came to the sea. Fir'aun's army is behind them, the sea is in front of them. Finished. Sandwiched in the middle. There's nowhere to go. Killed, finished. Fir'aun's army is coming to slaughter from behind. The sea is there to drown in front. Finished. Has any of us here in the way of Allah ever been in such a situation? No. Frankly, no. Yes, maybe some difficulty. But this kind of difficulty? No. That sea in front, slaughter behind? No. Musa was in that difficulty even in that time. His people told him, now, Inna la mudrakun. Now we're finished, we're going to be caught. You've killed us, Musa, now what are you doing? We trusted you, we followed you here, now you're going to kill us. Musa could have said, oh, now what? I followed Allah's way, now He's put me in trouble. Fir'aun behind, the sea in front, now my own people are not trusting me again because we're going to be finished. Why did Allah do this to me? Musa did not reply this way. They told Musa, now we are finished. Inna la mudrakun. Musa replied, Kalla. What do you mean, Kalla? He said, no way. What do you mean, no way? The sea in front and the Fir'aun behind, with an army charging with his chariots. Musa, we're dead. Musa said, Kalla. Why? Allah has ordered him to do this, yes? Finished. Kalla. Inna ma'ya rabbi. That's it. No, we're not dead. Why? My Rabb is with me. That's it. When we have to take this journey now to Allah, move now from the cyclical, robotic, repetitive life, day after day after day. Work, dinner, pray, home, sleep. Work, dinner, pray, and year after year after year, no life. That's death. That's death. That's the reality of death. Well, and the worst thing is, I think I'm alive. Really, I'm asleep. An-nasu niyamun. فَإِذَا مَاتُوا انْتَبَهُوا. Mankind is asleep. When he dies, he wakes up and realizes what he has to do. Let us not be satisfied with I am Shia, I am Muslim, and that's all. Am I fulfilling my purpose in life? But it's difficult to leave that comfort zone. It's difficult to leave that area where I think I'm happy and I do this for Hussein year after year and I pray and it's difficult to leave that place and admit to myself, no, I'm not moving, I'm not progressing. That's difficult. But as Rumi so eloquently says, how do you expect to find a pearl in the oyster at the depth of the ocean? Because you're too afraid to leave the shore. You're too afraid. Oh, I'm happy like that. I'm Shia. I'm Muslim. Heaven. No, this is not my life's purpose. Allah didn't have to create Muhammad, but He created him for something. Not to be stagnant. My parents and our parents, all of you, your parents, mashallah, raised you with the flag of Hussein alayhi salam, not for you to stop in one place and be satisfied and say, this is the flag of Hussein and stop. No, there's a journey to go. As Imam Hussain alayhi salam went on a journey. Cowardice is not the answer. So we said we will cover inshallah tomorrow difficulties in this life. Why we face, if Allah is so loving and merciful, if I'm trying to work towards Him, why will I face difficulties in this life? But before we finish today, just so we remember the points, because sometimes what happens, how was the Sheikh's lecture today? How did you, oh mashallah, it was very good. Really? What did he speak about? It was good, but what did he say? That's what happens to us. So let's drill home some of the points. 1. Imam Hussain alayhi salam left his comfort zone. I need to leave my comfort zone. He left Medina, the place of his safety and respect, to go out into the wilderness because Allah desired that from him. I need to leave my comfort zone. Number 2, I need to awaken and not stay asleep. Prepare for this journey to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not be the fool who thinks this is the life I'm living, this is the real life. No, there's something above and beyond. There's a purpose in life. Number 3, real migration is migrating away from the evil. I constantly have evil inside me. I need to move away from it. Number 4, migrating away and migrating in the way of Allah means leaving behind all those things that Allah doesn't want me to be there. Holy city, Allah didn't want Imam to be there. And I should move from that city. And number 5, we need to move away from fear or lethargy or laziness or complacency. That I am happy where I am. We have a hadith from Imam Reza alayhi salam, 8th holy Imam. That he says, La musiba, there is no tragedy. No tragedy. Imagine me, many tragedies. There is no tragedy for you than you being happy with where you are. If you're content with where you are now, that's the biggest musibah, because that means you won't progress. If I'm happy with where I am now, that's a tragedy, and I need to go ahead. Our Imam alayhi salam, as we keep saying, left his comfort zone in Medina. Can you imagine the scene? That the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam for the last time are leaving, and that holy family is leaving the place of their sanctuary and their safety. That the poet says about it, خَرَجَ الْحُسَيْنُ مِنَ الْمَدِينَةِ خَائِفًا. Al-Hussein alayhi salam left the city of his grandfather Medina fearfully. خرج الحسين من المدينة خائفا كخروج موسى خائفا يتكتم. Like Musa left hiding from Fir'aun, Hussein had to leave the city of his grandfather in this way. وقد انجلى عن مكة وهو ابنها وبه تشرفت الحطيم وزمزم. He headed towards Mecca and he is the son of Mecca. He headed towards the city of Makkah, that city where Zamzam and the land of Makkah would be honored to kiss his feet. He is going there. The enemies are chasing him to kill him in Makkah as well. Who is this? The son of your prophet. An infidel. The son of your prophet, the one whose head and lips the prophet used to kiss. They're out to kill him. The last time the son of the prophet is leaving Medina. And that Salama, may Allah be pleased with her and raise her, that pious wife of the Holy Prophet, comes and begs our Imam, don't leave. Hussein, don't leave. She says to him, Ya waladi, my son Hussein, La tuhzini bi khurujik. Don't sadden me, don't grieve me by leaving. Why? فإني قد سمعت جدك رسول الله يقول, because I have heard your grandfather, the messenger of Allah, I heard him say, يقتل ولد الحسين بأرض يقال لها كربلا. I heard your grandfather say that my son Hussein will be slaughtered in the land they call Kerbala. Hussein, don't go. I heard your grandfather say this, so don't go. Hussein alayhi salam replies to the one who he holds in the place of his mother, the respect he has for her, Salama. He replies to her, Wa Ummah, oh my mother, أنا أعلم بأني مقتول مذبوح. Oh my mother, I am well aware that I am going to be killed and slaughtered. ظلما وعدوانا. Oppressively I am going to be so. I know that already. Not only this, وقد شاء عز وجل, that Azza wa Jal, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, has willed أن يراني وأولادي مذبوحين, that he should see me and my sons slaughtered on the land of Kerbala. Not only that, وأبنائي مأسورين, and that my children should be taken captive. مقيدين, that their hands should be tied up. Not only this, وَهُمْ يَسْتَغِيثُونَ وَلَا يَجِدُونَ نَاصِرًا, and they shall be crying out for help. They will find not a single helper. Salama replies to Imam Hussain alayhi salam, then ya waladi, then don't go. If you know this is the reality, don't go. Imam replies to her, Ya Ummah, إني إن لم أذهب اليوم فذهبت غدا. If I don't go today, I will go tomorrow. If I don't go tomorrow, I'll go the day after. Imam is teaching you and I a lesson. Death is not going to escape me or you. If I'm going to die anyway, I might as well die the way Allah wishes me to die. Not in this sleep. Not you or I are going to escape death. Imam tells her, oh my mother, if I don't go today, I'm going to go tomorrow. وَمَا مِنَ الْمَوْتِ وَاللَّهِ بُدْ. He says, and from death there is no escape. Ya Salama, we tell her, Salama, when she heard this, that Imam is definitely going, and that Imam has already described to her that I will be killed, and that my sons will be killed, and that my family will be taken captive, and that they will be taken captive and marched from place to place. Salama shrieked out in tears and said, then don't go. When she realized Imam Hussain is going, she couldn't stop herself and control herself, crying, Ya Salama, you are lucky, you were fortunate that in this much you heard and you began crying. You didn't see anything, you didn't hear any details. Had you only had Salama, had Imam Hussain alayhi salam told you the details of that day, that not only I will be killed, but Akbar's chest will have a spear, and Qasim's body will be trodden, and Asghar's neck will be pierced, that Sakina will be slapped from place to place, and the alam of Abbas will fall on the ground, that the water will be spilled, that the son of Hussain alayhi salam, Sajjad, will be trying to get up in the tent, and he will see Zainab alayhi salam, and he will ask her, oh my aunt, where is my father? I'm going to fight with him, and the curtain of the tent will be raised, knees, and he will see the head of his father, and he will cry out, Wa Abata! ألا لعنة الله على القوم الظالمين وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. مات حسين.
يا حسين.